Jukebox on KLOS. That was Magazine. The Light Pours Out of Me. Before that was The Only Ones. Another Girl, Another Planet. Sniffing the Tears. Driver's Seat. Then Shabby Tiger. World Famous. That track's called Slow Down. And we're here with my guest, Jim Florentine. Did you say Florentine or Florentine?
Florentine.
Okay.
I could say Florentine if I want to go with the Jewish angle.
Or English. Maybe it's in England they say Florentine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever works. I mean,
Florentine was natural. It's like the food. What's that salad?
Yeah, like the
salad?
chicken, spinach, Florentine.
Yeah.
That whole thing. Yeah, I just say it's like the thing on the menu.
It's like the thing. How are you?
Good.
What are you doing?
Just hanging.
Was you stuck in traffic?
Oh yeah. It's
405.
everywhere.
I
Construction.
was late today. I was so late. I was listening to my show on the 405. It had already started before I got here.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm from New York, and I thought the traffic was bad there. Or it dies down usually like after 10:30 or so.
You used to get your moments here. You used to get like from 11 to 2, where it's kind of, but that's no more. Them days are gone. It's 24. Well, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock, you can kind of zip around, but most people, you want to go to bed at that time. I do.
Yeah.
Or 4 in the morning. Some people go to work. But in New York, you don't drive in New York, do you?
Around there, if you're driving into New York City, if people are working or whatever. But in that, the rush hour, 6 to 10, 4 to 7 are the hours. But you can drive in between there. Is usually not bad.
Why don't they ever fix the roads in Manhattan? Or is it like that everywhere? In like New Jersey, the roads all tore up?
Yeah, well, in the wintertime
because of the weather, right?
Because of the weather, and they're throwing rock salt down and all that stuff. It ruins the roads and makes all the potholes. And then they don't fix them till the spring.
So that's the only solution.
That's the only, and they just patch them up, so the roads are always bumpy.
Yeah. You live out here now?
No, I'm still in the East Coast.
So you're just out doing the rounds?
Yeah, just doing the rounds.
You got a book coming out?
Yeah, it's out. It's called Everybody is Awful Except You.
And that's your book soup this Sunday?
Yeah, the Sunday, 4 o'clock, I'm doing a book signing.
4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Will there be lines around the block?
Probably not.
I had a book release there. There was a lot of people. I was surprised.
Really?
Yeah, maybe because I was promoting it on the radio, though, for like a few weeks beforehand.
Yeah, I've been promoting it, but who knows? You never know who's going to show up.
Or maybe everyone's awful except me.
Well, that's the thing in a book. It's like if you're reading it and you're getting it, you're not the awful one. It's everybody else.
Well, that's what you always say, didn't you, when I talk about douchebags who drive around in cars. Now, the douchebags who are listening, they're not seeing themselves as douchebags.
Right.
No one looks at himself as a douchebag. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I have a whole chapter in my book about awful drivers. I say everybody should be videotaped of them driving, and then sit in a room like a coach does with a football game after the quarterback threw 3 interceptions 2 days later, and go over the film and go, why'd you throw it here? And then why did you cut that guy off there? Why were you doing 40 miles an hour when you were in the fast lane? Why didn't you use your blinker and sit with them and go through the tape?
Man, that would be a lot.
And call them out.
That would take a lot of film for this town. All the people who do silly stuff in cars. I ride a bike, and it's like an obstacle course sometimes.
Right.
Motorcycle.
I think that would cure it, because that's how they clean up their mistakes, the sports players, by watching film of what they did wrong.
And so you don't think these people know they're doing something stupid?
No, I think some of them do, but some of them don't. They don't even realize it.
Turn signals is a pet peeve of mine. People don't use turn signals. A lot of people, not everyone.
Yeah.
Weaving
in and out, yeah, and especially somebody in the fast lane going really slow and just letting everyone else has to go around them.
Or going in the carpool lane and he's by himself. Have you noticed that that's a lot? I actually do stuff like to count cars when I'm in traffic. How many cars are flying by who they're by themselves? They don't have a passenger, and they don't have one of them hybrid cars.
Yeah,
there's a lot. They're risking it. It's like, I don't know, $300 thing, but it goes on your license too.
Yeah.
Which is what scares me. If it was just a fine, I would do it too probably, but I don't want the thing to go on your license.
Right, it's going to be points. Your insurance can go up, all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the blinkers, and then I go through. I always say like the white male is the most aggressive, crazy driver out of all of them. I go through all the ethnicities and all that stuff. But
Young?
the white, no, it doesn't have to be young. It's usually the guy that's in a bad marriage and a bad relationship, and the only time he can be himself is in his car. So he's taking out all his aggression
Yeah.
because when he goes home, he's got a wife and he's walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
And he's got he's got no testicles, so on the road that's the only place he can be himself and get all that rage out.
Well, it is funny, man, when you're in a car, how all of a sudden, you're a tough guy, and you can throw your muscles around. You get out the car, and you're back to being a pussy again.
Yeah,
it is funny, a little box, and you think of the concept that you're in that little box, shouting at people. But they don't do it if you're walking down the street to other people. Say like someone kind of bumps into you or just don't move out the way.
Right.
You don't start screaming at them, do you? Like you would in a car.
No.
Did you have a chapter of that? That's the next book. You should put that in.
I should, but yeah, that same guy is not going to give his wife the finger when he comes home, and she goes, "You forgot the milk." He's not. He goes, "Oh, sorry, honey.
I'm sorry, hon.
I'll go out and go get it."
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. So, but he'll give the guy the finger in the car that he doesn't think did the right thing on the road.
Do you think it makes you feel better when you give the guy the finger?
I don't think so. I don't.
I don't do it anymore.
When someone does it to me, and I just look at him like, I just shrug my shoulders,
Yeah.
and the guy feels bad. He's like, "Yeah, what did I do that for? Was that really
Maybe.
necessary?"
Maybe some of them I feel bad afterwards.
Maybe, but yeah, I'm like, dude, work out your problems at home. That's not my fault you married that woman.
Yeah.
It's not my fault that you let her take complete control of your life. Don't take it out on me.
Yeah.
You got your own issues. It's not, you should have married somebody else or dated somebody else.
Well, it would have been the same thing. That guy's attracted to a certain bird who's going to treat him like poo.
A lot of guys have to be taken care of. They need their mommies.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it, so they marry their mommies. And
Not the guys listening to the radio, but some guys.
Yeah, some guys do. A lot of guys in bands, I've noticed. A lot of guys, and comedians, I'm
Singers.
a comic. Singers, they need to be taken care of.
Not guitar players, but singers.
Right, yeah, singers.
Bass players especially.
Bass players
Pussies.
too? So the singer and the bass player are usually the pussies of the band?
Well, definitely the singers.
Yeah, the singers are like mama's boy, need a lot of attention,
lot
need
of
to be
attention.
coddled.
Need constant attention.
Right, so they marry a mommy.
They marry their mum,
to take care of them because they can't function in life. They could sing and they could do that on that stage. They're amazing. But other than that, their personal life is a disaster. They don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
So they find that woman that will take care of them, and then they wind up breaking up the band because that woman starts you should do this on your own. I mean, why are you paying those guys? And like, I don't know. No, we need to make all the money. And then all of a sudden, the band's broken up.
Yeah. Going solo.
Instead of the guitar player going, hey, stay out of my business. I stay out of your business. At your work, you stay out of my business, and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. We need to get along.
Yeah.
It's okay if we bicker a little bit. That's fine.
Yeah.
Tension is good.
Sounds great, man. We got to go and visit the Duke. We'll be back with more of this fascinating chat. I love it. We're here with Jim Florentine. Florentine as well. And we're going to visit the Duke. Shovel's got something over there.
This portion is Jonesy's Jukebox, brought to you by Land Rover.
We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. That was sweet. Action. Got comedian Jim Florentine sitting next to me. And he's got a new book. How long's your book been out?
It came out this week, Tuesday.
Beautiful. And you're doing Book Soup this Sunday at 4 o'clock, February 25th. Do you like, have you done you like doing the rounds with the book? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I did a couple book signings in New York earlier in the week.
Where'd you do them?
There was a club, a comedy club called The Stand. I did it there, and there's a record store in New Jersey called Vintage Vinyl. It's been there for years.
I think I did.
You probably have. Yeah, it's in like Woodbridge, New Jersey. It's a great store. I've been going there for years, so I did a book signing there on Wednesday.
Yeah. What about the place in New York? It's a bookshop in Manhattan. It's a famous bookshop. Been there forever.
The Strand.
That's it.
Yeah.
I did that. Do you talk when you do signings, or do you just sign?
I'll talk at Book Soup. Yeah, I on Tuesday when I did New York City, I read from the book and did a Q&A and all that stuff. So.
Do you do any comedy when you're doing it, or you just facts?
Just just read from the book and just
Yeah.
take questions and
Yeah. So we were talking in the break about, because you say there's a lot of it in your book about, how would you coin it? Millennials?
yeah.
Not the millennials that are listening to my show, but the other ones. The social media. A lot of social media's in your book.
Yeah, there's a lot of actual posts in there. Like I always,
You just take random people's.
yeah, random people's posts either to bragging, looking for sympathy or attention. That's most of the posts.
Yeah. What do you think it is when someone? I know this one guy. He had a tumor, and he couldn't wait to tell everybody. And he posted him in bed with the drips and the thing, and then the next picture was a big hunk of his colon that he posted a picture. I'm like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, that's insane. It's just, who wants to see that? And then there's a new one now. People are taking pictures of when a family member is dying in the hospital. So it's a whole story. They'll take a picture right before they die, then when they die, of them with tubes all, and they're taking a picture like in the background. So it's like
they're in
the
on it
picture.
for their own gratification.
Yes.
It's
So
about them. It's not about the bloke who's dying.
Right. So imagine they probably had to do like 5 or 6 takes. Like, no, I don't like that angle. No,
move
we need
him
a more
over a
light.
bit. Move him over a bit.
Yeah, and they're
I
on
ain't
their
got his
deathbed.
feet in it.
And then they take a picture of him dying, and then they go to the wake. They take a picture of the wake, him in the coffin, them in front of the coffin, or all the flowers, and then at the actual gravesite with the going into the ground and all that stuff. Like, it's a whole story.
So that you must be talking about Facebook for that stuff.
Yeah, Facebook does it. Yeah.
Because I think it's older people who are on Facebook. I think the young are on Instagram. I don't know. What about Twitter? Old and young.
Yeah. There's Snapchat's a big one for the young, but yeah, everyone's on Instagram now, and everyone's taking pictures of their food, and it's like I do a whole chapter on that. It's like I already know what meals look like. I really don't need to see what you just ate. I have a feeling you're probably going to have a meal. You know what I mean? In a little while, you have 3 a day. So I'm not going. Wow, Jeff hasn't posted his lunch yet. I think, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Maybe I better call 911.
TMZ, quick.
Because
with his 5 followers.
Yeah, because I saw his breakfast and it's 2:00. Didn't he?
He might be dead.
Where's his lunch?
He could be dead.
I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm not really worried about what Jeff had for lunch, and I really don't need to see it. I already know what food looks like.
And then you got the concerts. Filming the concerts, like from the 50th row at the back and the phone shaking. Who's going to look at that?
Right. Are you going to bring that to the construction site the next day at your job? Go, hey, I want you to listen to this Journey doing Don't Stop Believing. You got to see this. Meanwhile, there's saws going off. There's a chainsaw. Trucks are backing up. No, put it up to your ear.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's already great footage of this on YouTube.
Yeah.
With a 7-camera shoot that's professionally shot.
Yeah.
All right, you had a moment there, but I wasn't there, so it really doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. Do you think there's an end to it? Do you think people are going to get bored with doing that? The ones who have 5 followers, that it's just going to wear off, or you think it's going to get worse?
Well, it's going to get worse. Well, everybody's looking for. It's all about competition. If they see a friend that posted something at a concert or a food picture of their dinner that they just had at a restaurant, and they see they got 71 likes, and they go, "Well, everyone's talking about his ravioli.
More food.
Let me go post something," and he only gets 3 likes. He's like, "What the hell's going? Why did I only get 3? Oh, maybe I should put, So it's all about a competition.
That's crazy.
It's like being in high school. In high school, that's what you should be doing because you're immature. And
you're a kid.
You're
a
trying to gain
teenager.
friends, and you don't know. You're awkward. You're socially awkward, so you're just trying to fit in. But you're getting the generation, that's hitting their 30s now and still trying to fit in. Get over that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I like doing it too. I do it when I wake up, and it's the last thing I do when I go to bed. And it's the first thing I do when I wake up. I have a little flick round on Instagram and Twitter, see what's happening in the world. But the one, that thing does drive me nuts, though.
That it is good for news. There's obviously a lot of good things for it. Yeah, I used to have to read a paper, and then the paper came out, got printed at 11 o'clock the night before. A million things could have happened in the morning.
Right.
On Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you're getting your news, online is great because it's all up to date. It's up to the minute. So I get all my stuff from there too. That's used well that way.
What do you think about Instagram models?
I follow probably all of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's my whole thing. It's like I follow hot girls on Instagram. I like looking at their pictures. I know it's shallow, but then I got
It's better than looking at someone's colon.
right. So I got 3 hot girls in a row, and then I see a picture of spaghetti,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that messes the flow up.
What about when a chick with a beautiful bubble butt, and everyone's following her to look at a bubble butt, but then she has some like affirmations in between.
Yeah, I know. Live, laugh, love.
What?
You know.
What?
You know what I mean? I know you. You're not living, laughing, and loving.
Yeah, like some Gandhi statement or something.
If all these inspirational quotes are all over the place, right? Everyone's posting them here, posting them there, every day. How come everyone is not well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we should be. This whole country should be in a great place with all the inspirational. Oh, I'm going to read that in the morning. Okay, I'm going to follow that the rest of it. It's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all just nonsense.
Yeah. And it's not reality. People want you to perceive you as they've got it going on, everything's great, like you're saying, but in reality, they're not. After they've taken that picture by some waterfall, 2 minutes later, they're in their rent-a-car going nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a perception.
Well, it's the couple that posts how much they're in love with each other. They're basically just marking their territory. The guy is saying, hey, this is my woman, don't mess with her. We're in a relationship. And the woman's doing the same thing for anyone that's going to try to get in there and send them a direct message. Hey, we should hook up. Remember, I went to high school. So they're marking their territory. And they're saying how wonderful a relationship is. Like, wait a minute. I just talked to you 2 days ago. You said you were going to leave him. And now you're saying how he's the most amazing man ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all BS, but they all have to just put up this front. Like anyone that's in a good relationship is not going to go run to Facebook to go tell everybody we are an amazing couple.
I sometimes run across people who don't even do social media. He don't do it. And look at him, he's a young guy.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who don't do it.
And he's probably got so much less stress in his life.
Do you, Jordan? I don't know. He kind of gets stressed sometimes.
Yeah, but
he works a lot of hours. It's not stress. He works a lot of hours.
Well, that's good. Yeah, he doesn't have time for that nonsense. He doesn't have time for someone that checks in on Facebook that's at a Black Sabbath concert, and he checks in that he's at the show, and then you get guys that you haven't talked to in 20 years going, oh, I wish you invited me. I'm home alone. I would have went. And now you have to deal with that guy. Like, I want to watch the show, and now I feel bad because this guy, I don't even, there's a reason I haven't hung out with you in 20 years. I barely knew you.
Yeah.
But so he doesn't have to deal with any of that nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're all caught up in that, like, oh man, now he's mad. I didn't even think about inviting him. All right. And then you have to text him, hey dude, I'm sorry, man, if I had an extra. It's like, why are you dealing with that nonsense?
Where do you think we're going to be in a couple of years or a year? Not social media, just in general. Like, is this something that makes? I think it desensitizes you a little bit. The social media thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just going to continue like it is, what's going on now. Well, look, it's the millennials that grew up with this self-entitlement. It's their parents' fault. I don't blame it on the young.
Coddling them.
It's coddling them, exactly. I blame all the parents. It has nothing to do with the kids. That's all they know.
I'm all for the belt.
Absolutely.
Get that belt out.
I got hit all the time. I went to Catholic school. I got smacked in the face. They pulled my hair, whatever. If I did something wrong, and my mom goes, yeah, you deserved it. What'd you do that they smacked in the face? I go, well, I threw an eraser across the room and I hit a girl in the head.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve to get smacked in the face. And then I knew not to do it again.
Now you're perfect.
Well.
But belts are good.
Ask my ex-wife about that.
The fear of the belt made me toe the line.
Of course.
Even if he was about to get it off, I'm like, oh no! And he'd stop. But sometimes I get it if I was really out of order. If I got arrested for stealing a car,
right,
and they had to come down to the station on a Friday night when they wanted to go to the pub, I knew I was going to get a wallop, and deservedly so. So
right. So that was a deterrent for you. You knew you were going to get the belt if you did something wrong. This day and age, okay, I'm going to take your phone away for an hour.
That is worse.
For an hour.
An hour.
Right.
Maybe they can deal with that for an hour.
Right.
That's going to be tough, though.
It is going to be tough, but that's
all that stuff they're missing.
You realize if you're not on social media for like 2 weeks and you get back on, you didn't miss anything.
No.
You didn't miss anything.
They even say it themselves. There was a bloke on. Well, I watched some show. One of the blokes who taught, what's the Facebook guy? The poor
Zuckerberg.
guy. Yeah, the guy with no money. The guy taught him, Zuckerberg, And it's all designed for that, to lure you in. It triggers the thing in your head. It's a whole concept.
Yeah.
Not that this is any news that we're saying, but are we just grumpy old men who just hate?
No, I don't
people?
think so. I think we see through the nonsense. I don't know. You know what I mean? And there's young people that see through the nonsense too. Like, I'm just living my life. I don't want to deal with this. I don't care about competition or any of that other stuff. But everybody's looking for attention. You know what I mean? If somebody else is getting attention, well, I need to get it too, because but that's not how the real world works. But that's how they were raised. The sense of entitlement, everything went their way, and if it didn't, their parents took care of it.
Yeah.
And now when they're getting out in the real world, they're realizing, hey, your parents can't take care of it anymore.
Yeah.
When you go for that job, and that job interview, when there's 30 people going for that, and you can't get it, your parents aren't going to sue that company like they did with the Little League because you didn't start and everything else, and they took you out of karate because you were the best and they didn't think you were, and you want to sue a teacher and all that stuff. So now you got in the real world, like, what do I do, Mom and Dad?
Yeah. Have you met any of them Instagram models in real life?
Have I what?
Ever met any of the Instagram models in real life?
No.
They don't look quite the same when you see them in person.
Yeah, when you could put 17 filters on something, you know what I mean?
And arse injections.
Yeah, all of that stuff. When I take pictures with guys after a show, I'll take a picture with like a middle-aged dude wearing an AC/DC shirt. He goes, let's check the picture how it came out. I go, who cares?
Yeah.
We're two mediocre-looking guys.
No one cares.
Exactly. We can have an 8-hour photo shoot here with the best photographer ever and makeup guy, and we're still only going to be maybe a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. Right now, we're like 2 4s. I don't care where you post it. I don't care if my forehead is shiny. Who cares?
Yeah. I've got 56,000 followers on Instagram. I'm thinking of getting some arse injections and post pictures of my arse and see if it goes up. It's just a test.
You never know. It might be worth it. I don't know how much an ass
in a
injection
gym,
is.
like in a gym with a little tight little thing on.
Right. I don't. You never know. You could get 100,000 more followers.
I have actually had some gay guys hit me up when I've wore like leather chaps and I've got some wacky videos. I've actually had some gay guys DM me and come on to me. I'm like, no, dude, I'm joking. I'm having a laugh. I'm not really. But it's funny. It's funny that someone would be attracted to me. Look at me. I'm a beast.
Yeah, but I think they might like that. You're like,
some rough trade, acquired taste.
Well,
fat old English bloke with a funny accent.
A lot of the, but you're a challenge. You know what I mean?
Well, definitely, I'm a challenge.
So that's what it is. It's a challenge for them.
Yeah. I still might do the arse implants though, just to see, just to test. We're going to play some music. What we got? We're not going to play some music. We're saying goodbye. Yeah. Oh God, we've gone way over. That was a lot of fun. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Book signing, Book Soup Sunday. Jim Florentine. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
If you hate social media, you'll love the book.
Okay. The book is called Everybody is Awful, in brackets, except you.